Alright, design a newsletter, creative ideas. Some of the things that you can do. One of the first things is to add a picture. You're going to go to your Insert tab, go to Picture from File. You will have needed to go ahead and go to Google and find the picture you want and have saved it to a file or to your desktop. Once you insert your picture, you can right-click on it and wrap text. Typed. Or you can go up here, if you get the Picture Format tab, you can wrap text here also. Then you may resize it. Make sure you drag by the corner so you don't distort the picture. Then you'll be able to move it around easily on your page. Alright, the next thing is a watermark. For the watermark, you go to the Design tab and click on Watermark over on the right hand side. Again, you will select Picture for that. Alright, and you'll click Insert. You can see it right here on the screen. It's lightly visible behind the writing. This is the auto size. If you want to make it bigger, you can go up and click on the 500%. If you want that to be full screen, if you notice, if you uncheck the washout, you actually see the picture, which would make the writing very difficult to see. So you want to keep the washout on, and I'm going to put it back at the 200%. I'm going to click OK. And then this is the effect that you'll get, and you'll be able to type your newsletter over it. If you decide you don't like that, you can just go and click No Watermark and take it right back off. You can't do a page color and a watermark because the page color will go behind the watermark. So if you want to do a page color instead, just go to Page Color and select the color that you want. Alright. The next thing you can do is when you are putting in your columns, you go to the Layout tab and you go to More Columns. Make sure you create your nameplate first, and then you're going to go 2 columns. One thing you can do is put a line between them. You can also adjust the size. I believe the default setting should be 3.25 width and a spacing of 0.5. And it will kind of show you an example over here. Make sure that you check this point forward after you have done your nameplate. Alright, click cancel on that. And the final thing is designing your own nameplate, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. One is by using shapes. So we will insert a shape, and let's choose a rectangle. You're going to click and drag and draw your shape on, basically where you want your nameplate. You can change the fill color if you want, or you can select no fill so that your background will show through. You can change the color and the size of your line. I'll make that a darker blue, and then I'm going to go down here to weight, and I do 4.5 points so it stands out. You also have the option of putting shadows or reflections or soft edges around it. Alright, I'm going to do, I think we'll do a bevel, put a little shadow behind it there. Alright, and that just kind of gives a little more character to your nameplate. Now, once you have it set up the way you want it color-wise, then you're going to come up here, back on your Home tab, and select your font, 36, bold, typically for the title of your newsletter. And then you can also decide if you want to left align it, center align it, or right align it. All right, I'm going to right align just to give it a different look. And then I'm going to type there's my newsletter title. I'm going to hit return, and then I'm going to change my font to Arial, make it bold, size 10, and I'm going to type newsletter subtitle. And that's where you type all your other information. Alright, and then I also have the option of dragging this out and making it a little wider. And then what I can do, if I want to right align something, I could take and go back and insert a picture there. Go back to that. Click insert. Now, I'm going to wrap text as soon as I get it put on there. And remember, you can always do the remove background, and sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. This time it looks like it's going to, so I'm going to click keep changes so that it takes that background off of there, and all I have is my newspaper. And if you'll notice, it kind of took the edges a little bit. But then I'm going to shrink that down, and I'm going to drag it over here, and I'm going to resize it until it fits. And there I've designed a special nameplate with my newsletter title and my subtitle, and I've put a little graphic in there with it. Another way that you can do this is, let's go ahead and delete all of that. You can use word art. You will go to insert, word art, and then again, you're just picking the style here. You can choose your own colors. As soon as the word art pops onto the screen, you want to right click and wrap text on it tight. That way you're able to move it around. I'm going to actually delete my text, and then I'm going to go back to my home tab, and I'm going to change it to the size that I want in the font, make it bold, and then I'm going to type in my newsletter title. And I want that on one line. Then I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to make my font size size 10 and change it to whatever I want for my subtitle. Then I type in my newsletter subtitle. Now you want to make sure if you use the word art that it's something that you can read easily. And so I'm going to highlight that and click Shape Format. I'm going to go in and make my shape fill. I'm going to put that black. Oh, I'm not going to do shape fill. Take that back. I'm going to do text fill and make that black. And then you can change the outline color if you want to make it stand out a little bit more. And then basically you just kind of work with it until you get it the way you want it. All right, and then you're ready to get your cursor below your nameplate, set up your columns, and get started with your newsletter.